Hi there, fourth graders. Miss Ramos here with you today, and we are on Module 6, Lesson 2. I hope you enjoyed getting started with some decimal fractions yesterday and are understanding that relationship between our tenths, our fraction tenths, and our decimal tenths. Today's objective, we're going to again look at some metric measurement, and we're going to use area models to represent tenths as fractions greater than 1 and as decimal numbers. So we're going to be looking at some mixed numbers today, and we're going to turn those mixed numbers into their decimal number form. Okay, so just taking it a step further than yesterday, we are going to start with our application problem today, and if you can accomplish this application problem on your own, feel free to pause, do it on your own, and then just play to check your work. If you'd rather go along with me, that's totally fine. I'm going to go step by step with this one and talk about the things that I notice and how I would go about solving this problem. So we have yesterday, Ben's bamboo plant grew 0.5 centimeters. Today it grew 0.8 centimeters. How many centimeters did Ben's bamboo plant grow in 2 days? Okay, so I can tell right off the bat that I want to know how tall or how much his bamboo plant grew in 2 days, and I know the heights that it grew. So I have a 0.5 centimeter and I have a 0.8 centimeter. And I know from yesterday that I could convert the 0.5 and I could convert it to a fraction if I wanted to. I could go this way. I could go that equals 5/10, and all I would have to do would be to add the 0.8. Okay, but because we're starting using our decimals, I'm going to show you using your decimals. Okay, so if I had 0.5, I know 0.8 is the same as having 0.8, 0.8, say it the same way. When I add them together, this is where we're going to have some renaming issues. So I'm going to show you what it looks like in terms of the fractions, and then we might be able to figure out what's going to happen in the decimal form. So if I have tenths plus tenth, I can go ahead and add. So I have 8 plus 5 is going to get me 13 tenths. Okay, so I notice that this is greater than 1. Okay, and I think that's the trouble I was looking at here with the decimals and why I stopped doing that to show you the fraction form first. So if I convert this to its mixed number form, I have 1 whole, but I'm going to have 3/10 left over. Okay, so the same idea, if I show you this algorithm stacked, I'm going to show you that I can have 0.5 plus 0.8, and what's going to happen is I'm going to record the 3, and I'm going to have to rename that whole. Okay, so now I'm going to line up all my decimals. Now when I add, I'm left with 1.3, which is super cool because that's the same as my mixed number that I've gotten. These two things are the same. So 1.3 is the same as 1 and 3/10. And we know that because this 3 is in the tenths place value. Okay, so we learned a new place value yesterday. After the decimal, we have the tenths. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So the bamboo grew 1.3 centimeters. Okay, so this gets us a jump start into what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at our mixed numbers that we already know about with the whole numbers and fractions, and we're going to be looking at them in their decimal number form. okay, just like we did this one. So let's see. All right, you should have a ruler today with you that has centimeters on it. And the first thing I want you to do is go ahead and draw a line segment that has a length of 2 centimeters. So I'm going to sketch this out with you. So I'm going to go from 0 to 2, and I know that this is 2 centimeters. If I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause, but after you have your 2 centimeter line segment, I would like you to extend that line segment now to have 6/10 more. Okay, so I want it to have 6/10 centimeter more than what it has now. So I'm going to just show you with these lines coming off my ruler just so you can see, kind of like a little tape diagram, what's happening here. So this part is 2 centimeters and this part is 6/10 of a centimeter. Okay, so what happened here, I have 2 centimeters plus 6/10 of a centimeter gives me the mixed number 2 6/10. But again, I want to show things in decimal form today. Okay, so I also know that I could write 6/10 as 0.6. Just like yesterday, you don't need to have the 0 in the ones place, but if it helps you, you can put it as 0.6. All right, we have centimeters, and when I write that in its decimal form, I have 2 holes, then I have my decimal, and then I have my 6 in the tenths place. Okay, so I have 2.6 tenths, or 2.6, 2 6/10. So when I read this, I read my decimal point and I say and. Okay, it's 2 6/10, just like I say 2 6/10 for my fraction form. Okay, let's try one more of those measuring ones. Go ahead and draw a line segment that is 3 centimeters this time. Okay, and once you have that, I would like you to extend it 9/10. So 9, so I'm almost going to go all the way to the end of mine. So this time I have 3 plus 9/10 centimeter, which gives me my mixed number. And I can also say it in decimal form, which equals 3.9 centimeters. Okay, so a little practice on that. All right, so now I'm going to talk about some area models that you're going to see on your problem set today. If we're talking about 1 centimeter, I know that I have 10/10 inside that 1 centimeter, okay? If I now reveal out to the 2 centimeters, I know that here also has 10/10, okay? And together, that 2 centimeters equals 20/10. And now if I have 20/10, I have 2 holes. This is pretty cool. So if I show you, if I'm saying this in tenths, I look what's in my tenths place, and now I read that number as I have 20/10. Okay, here's my tenths place. Okay? Which is pretty cool. I have 2 wholes or 20 tenths. So I can convert 20 tenths into 2 wholes. So if I was filling in an area model of this, I would be filling in 2 wholes. And then if they asked me to have any extra, like right now, what's showing is another 1/10. So maybe I would have the mix number 2 and 1/10, and I could write it as decimal form as 2 and 1/10. And my unit in this case, because I'm measuring, are centimeters. Okay? All right, guys, I think that is all that I have for you today. On your problem set, you're going to be really showing that you can make these numbers in different forms and convert them back and forth and show them in area models. So have fun using your mixed numbers and turning them into decimal numbers. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.